Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're back here with part 3 of the Training Around Pain series, and today it's all about low back training. Hopefully this is going to be one of the most beneficial videos in this 3-part series. Right there, the lower back, it haunts tons of people, so many people every single year. It is the #1 cause of musculoskeletal pain. It attributes to 60% of work-related injuries, and 80% of adults experience some degree of lower back pain. So today we're going to cover several different things, training related, that can hopefully help you, both in the gym and outside of the gym, just with your basic, normal, everyday life. Now, Chaz is going to cover the hip hinge, and I'm going to go back and cover some exercises that you should be doing to make sure that you fortify your spine. Yeah. So we'll get started now. Here we go.
Okay, so here I'm demonstrating the hip hinge with barbells. The Romanian deadlift really taps into using that hip hinge and doing it properly. You can see as I am, at first I'm starting, you get a nice comfortable foot position, and you want to make sure that the back of the knees are minorly bent. You want to lock that bend, also drawing the hips out. But your primary movement during this exercise is right from the hips. It's right from that rotational part of the pelvis and the pelvic hip complex, where you actually draw those hips out, dragging the bar as close as you can to the legs, and then back up to starting position with a nice squeeze. And you can see here that the back is very straight, chest is out, and that's a very important part of the exercise as far as using the hip hinge and not utilizing that lower back, which a lot of people use when they are doing this move. So that lower back is very prominent in a lot of everyday movement for a lot of people. There's probably only maybe 20 to 25% of people that actually use the hip hinge properly, and it's not a really big deal, but it is a big deal if you're doing it wrong, and that's why we're here to help correct that and definitely take a lot of that pressure off that lower back use and using the body properly as far as that hip hinge and where you should be using more of your lower body and a lot of different movements.
It's going to really emphasize the glutes, which is going to be a big help on preventing the lower back pain, because a lot of times the back doesn't have stability from below.
They're using that lower back more than the glutes, when the glutes should actually be more activated in that move, and then less of the lower back. So then you wouldn't have any of those lower back pains. So.
Right. And so we want to get it right from the beginning. So the hip hinge is one of the most important movement patterns that we use, not just in the gym, but in everyday life. Sitting down in a chair, bending over, picking up your kid, picking a pin off the floor.
Picking up sticks out of your yard before you mow.
Just good body mechanics is what we're trying to emphasize here.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to move on now to the next part of making sure that you really understand how to train around back pain, not just while you have back pain, but working towards recovery from back pain if you suffered an injury. All right, so one of the main points you guys need to keep in mind here when you're suffering a back injury is stamina before strength, okay? Stamina should always come before strength.
Oh yeah.
Because if you don't have that solid foundation built around your spine and the muscles above and below it, you're more likely to cause yourself an injury in the long run. So you want to make sure that you really fortify your back, and you can do that by doing an exercise you see here that I'm doing here on this hyperextension machine. Now what I'm doing is I'm basically doing a static hold of a lumbar extension. I'm not truly going into extension here. I'm just kind of holding it more in a neutral position. But I'm contracting the glutes, and I'm making sure that I really activate those spinal erector muscles that's going to be around the spine to make sure that it really makes it solid and fortifies your spine and gives it that stability. Okay, so you're going to go for stamina over strength here. Stamina meaning you're going to do this almost like you do a plank, like for time, for duration. Okay, you're going to do it over a period of time. Build up, and then you can do what you see me doing here is I'm holding a dumbbell, and I'm actually isometrically unilaterally holding this. So now I got to prevent rotation from the spine from occurring. So now I'm adding both a front and back component and a rotational component that I need to prevent from happening. So this is another good way to unilaterally train. Of course, you're going to use both arms and do both sides. But it's just another example of how you guys can activate the muscles around the spine as well as the glutes. We've talked about the Bulgarian split squat many times as being a great hip strengthener. Weak hips, huge cause for back pain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, and you talked about that before in a lot of the videos that you've done over on your channel.
Yeah, and even that Bulgarian, I mean, you contract that erector spinae and the lumbars to keep your torso up and keep stable so you can utilize those other parts of your body.
Yeah, all the muscles are working together.
Yeah, and so just like that eccentric hold really puts a lot of pressure, and it helps build up that endurance and the stamina of that general area, so then you can activate a little bit more musculature in that zone of their back.
Yeah, and when you go back to actually work on your strength building exercises, you want to go slow. You don't want to just jump back into, say, before your injury, you were doing 400-pound deadlift.
Yeah.
You want to progress small steps up towards that goal, working towards strength again.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to go in and be like, okay, I'm fully healed, let's go deadlift 400 pounds. Because you definitely want to build that back up, because there's something still going on in there, even though you don't feel it.
Right, so you want to baby step up to the goal that you ultimately want to get to. So, well, we hope you've enjoyed this series, this Training Around Pain series for the past 3 episodes here that we've given you. I think it's hopefully going to help a lot of people. I think this is going to help a lot of people because, as I said, 80% of the adult population suffers from lower back pain. So implementing some of these ideas are going to help you both in and just outside the gym with your daily life.
Yep, picking up sticks out of the yard, just doing general house chores. A lot of the time, use your back. They even teach safety zones at your workplace sometimes. That's actually legit. That's real stuff.
That's a big thing now.
So yeah, it's because it holds them accountable too. The people that they can really start using their bodies properly. So it really does. It's good stuff.
So anyway, we got a lot of stuff coming up here in the weeks ahead. We got a very special guest coming up in a few weeks.
Yep.
That's going to be big. You're going to want to make sure you stay tuned for them because a lot of people know this guy, and he's going to bring a lot of great tips into here to Reps Fitness, so you won't want to miss that. So keep your eyes peeled for that in the weeks ahead. In the meantime, make sure you guys train hard. Have a great week. We'll see you soon. Bye.